Hello and welcome to another edition of Wine Vault TV. This is our first mystery pack tasting, and so hopefully by now you will have unveiled your two bottles and you will have found the Lurton Pinot Gris from Mendoza and also the Rocky Point Pinot Noir from Central Otago. This first one is it's a cool climate Pinot Gris, and it's from sites that are elevated up to 1100 metres. And so it gives it a nice crisp acidity, which often can be found lacking from wine, and especially Pinot Gris made in some parts of New Zealand. But what you will notice, you'll almost get a kind of Chardonnay straw, light golden colour with it, and a Nashi pear, almost a bubblegum kind of flavour off the nose. And almost like some plastic. Excuse me while I just go and get a spittoon. And that just goes to show that we do everything kind of in one take, and you get a very nice aroma from the Pinot Gris here. It's quite funky. It's quite different to New Zealand Pinot Gris, and the fact that you've got on the palate, you've got some really good acidity. Also, you've got kind of some quite exotic fruit, but it's quite tight as well, which is quite nice rather than that big flabby, fruity, sugary wine that we so often come across. And you still definitely get that kind of plastic. And that plastic it's not a bad thing. What you do get is almost kind of like that plastic fruit you used to get in the kind of, probably in the early 80s, where people used to put these fancy displays of plastic fruit on the table and make it look very exotic, and especially in kind of home staging and stuff like that. But you do get that primary fruit, which is kind of pretty much pear, a bit of apricot, almost canned pear. So hopefully you'll be having a good, or will have had a good Easter Friday. And this next one we've done before, so it's always quite good to do it again. It offers fantastic value for money in my book, and shows some of the kind of more expensive Central Otago Pinots up. You get a kind of hint of cherry. Almost there's a hint of kind of banana going on in there. But you get it, it's got almost a kind of deep crimson ruby thing, but you can actually see your hand through it, which is a good sign for Pinot for me. So often nowadays they're kind of so deep and dark extracted you can't actually see your hand. It's more like kind of a deep kind of Bordeaux. Definitely got some banana on there, along with some cherries. Almost a kind of batter mix, kind of like for clafouti or something like that. And a hint of oak. You get some nice primary fruit right at the front with some quite restrained use of oak. But you can actually taste a bit of it, but it's predominantly kind of red fruit, bit of kind of red cherry, kind of bit of red currant, then it goes into some black currant and a bit of bramble, and also kind of a hint of mint, hopefully you'll find. That's one of the nice things, kind of, this is my palate, and you may find that you get some very different kind of aromas and flavours out of your wine, but end's dry, which is quite nice. It's got some very fine, kind of almost chalky tannin, but definitely I think great value Pinot Noir, and a good example of New World Pinot Gris from the Mendoza in Argentina, and so yeah, it's quite funky. And the Pinot Noir, so I'll probably rate the Pinot Gris 88 points and 89 points for the Pinot Noir. I think it's a great example of what Central Otago can do, rather than it all be primary fruit and nothing else. And so that about concludes the our first mystery pack, and hopefully you won't come out too disappointed with your wines, and you will have probably had the same experience with me, where you got some pretty good flavour compounds and aromas from them. And so thanks to everybody who bought the mystery packs, and I know there's quite a few of you out there, and kind of I've had some pretty good kind of comments of late about what we're trying to do and trying to achieve, which is quite nice and encouraging, really. So until next time, we'll catch you later. Thanks, and enjoy your Easter.